Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I wanted to present a metaphor to you today. It has to do with something I've talked about before and that I run into on a daily basis with patients, friends, family, coworkers, myself. And that is how we tend to want to handle things up here when we don't like them. So whether that's thoughts, emotions, physical sensations in our body, memories, anything is unpleasant to us that we don't like, we tend to want to control those things, right? We hear this word a lot, control them, and doesn't necessarily go too well for us. So what I want you to imagine is a river. This metaphor works pretty well regardless. It can be pretty loose, so imagine it however you want. I'm going to imagine it's a pretty big river and that I'm standing in the middle of it. Okay, and you all can picture this too if it helps. And so I don't like this river. I don't like it where it's come from. I don't like where it's going. It's causing me some kind of trouble. I'm not happy with it, and I want to get rid of it. Okay, so I'm standing in this water, and I'm gonna try to hold it back with my hands. I'm gonna try to stop this water. That's not working out too well. So I'm gonna try to move it over here or push it that way and shunt the flow of the river. How do you think that's going for me? Imagine this if you want. Really try to get into it. Imagine me standing in the middle of that river trying to stop that water flow. I hope that it makes you laugh a little bit because that's kind of the right reaction, right? It's never going to happen, right? It's almost silly for me to try, and yet that is what we do with our minds. Our minds are that river. We even use that term stream of consciousness. You heard that before? Our mind is always streaming from one thing to the next. It never stops. And we basically treat it like I was treating the river. We try to put that control over our thoughts, like we can grab those thoughts and emotions and things and stop them or get rid of them or change them, change a negative thought into a positive thought or feeling or whatever. And it goes about the same. We pour a ton of energy into it. We get really frustrated when it's not working. We wear ourselves out. And here's kind of almost the worst part. When I'm standing in that river trying to change the flow, what else am I doing? Well, the answer is nothing. Like, that's all I can do. It takes everything I have. As long as I'm in the river trying to stop the flow, I don't get to do anything else. And it can be very similar with our thoughts and feelings and memories, all these things that we don't like. As long as we're putting all our energy into trying to control those things, it really gets in the way of us doing anything else. So what could I do instead? Well, I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind was I can swim, right? I don't have to stand there and try to control the flow. I can move around within the river. I can maybe dodge rocks and things like that. But then an even better idea came to me. I can get out of the water, right? I can swim to the shore, climb up, walk away a little bit, and look at the river overall. I can see where it's come from. I can see where it's going. I can see how that does and does not get in the way of whatever's important to me. Let me think of something goofy. You guys know that I really like gardening, right? And so let's imagine the river is like overrunning my garden, and that's why I was so upset. That's why I was trying to stop the flow. Well, the river's probably done that in. The garden's probably gone, probably pointless for me to have tried to stop the flow anyway. But once I'm out on the shore and I've stopped pouring all my energy and time into stopping the flow, I can maybe think about a new place to put my garden. It may not be where I wanted it to be. That's really annoying, and it's fine that I'm upset by that. It's fine that I'm upset if it's ruined, but now I can actually think about what would I like to do now? What would kind of fit who I want to be and what's important to me now? And I can't do that when all I'm trying to do is stop the flow of the river. So think about this a little bit. Next time you're upset and struggling, just try to think a little bit about where am I in relationship to the river right now? Am I in the water? Am I trying to stop the flow? am I outside looking at it from a little bit of a distance, seeing kind of where it's going and how that's going to work for me? Give it a shot. Just see if kind of thinking of it that way helps kind of work for you a little better. All right, hang in there. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.
This is an informational video that is not intended to replace professional treatment for specific mental health problems or symptoms. If you're having thoughts about harming yourself or others, call your therapist or doctor right now. You can find contact information and call your nearest HSO location to schedule an appointment at www.healthsourceofohio.org/locations. You can also talk to someone now by calling the suicide hotline at 1-800-273-8255.